Good morning, everybody. It's Ebony here with the Alabama Community College System. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We are celebrating Manufacturing Day all month long, and this particular week, we are going to talk about the steel industry in Alabama. We have some amazing panelists here today from Northwest-Shoals Community College and Bishop State Community College who are going to show you the crazy, amazing, easy, hard, all the above path to getting into the steel industry here in Alabama. We're going to introduce everybody first off. I have Miss Lori Peden from Northwest-Shoals, who is a FAME apprenticeship student, sponsored by Constellium. Is that right, Miss Lori?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Her major is industrial systems technology with a FAME option, and her field is industrial maintenance. We also have Mr. Lynn Lowes here, who is an NWSCC welding instructor. Thank you for being here, sir.
You're welcome.
We also have Miss AJ Greggs, who is the FAME coordinator and success coach at Bishop State. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
We have Mr. Leon Jackson here, who's a welding instructor at Bishop.
Thank you, and good morning.
And then the reason that we all come to work every day is for our students. And we have two amazing students in welding, Miss Alexandria Baker and Michael Appler from Bishop State. So welcome.
Hello.
Awesome. All right. So now we're about to walk you guys through just a few different questions about welding and about the steel industry in general. Mr. Lynn, tell me a little bit about the steel industry in the state. Is it pretty promising?
Yeah, I think right now, welding's a hot item in the state of Alabama. We've got a lot of industries come in. Right now, our classes, well, actually, our classes have been full for the last 10 to 12 years. Just because it's such a demand, and a lot of the welders have retired or worse, passed away, but for about 20 years, nobody's replacing them. So now we're having to replace them and, get some people out there to work. And if they'll go and they'll do their best at it, they can make good money, really good money. So.
Wow. Mr. Jackson, I imagine you're seeing that down in the coast of the state as well, where you have a lot of students interested in welding. Why do you think that that's happening now versus before?
Well, we have so many jobs on the Gulf Coast, so shipyards. We have large shops in the industry just to have a big demand for welding now. So many young people, we're trying to get them involved and going to the high schools and doing enrollment to get prepared to want to come to the community college and join and be a part of and be successful in the job force.
Awesome. Alexandra, tell me a little bit about how you got interested in welding. What piqued your interest about the field?
My sister's friend, I'm her Facebook friend, and she's always posting pictures of her welds and how much she enjoyed welding. And it got me interested in to look more into it and try to see if it was something I would enjoy also.
Miss Greggs, we were just talking a little earlier about the community college path in welding and how the opportunities exist as far as apprenticeships and places and things that can get students involved with a job before they even step out of college. Tell me a little bit about what you guys have going on in the Gulf Coast.
Well, here at Bishop, we are very excited to be building an advanced manufacturing center. And in our advanced manufacturing center, we have apprenticeships with some local steel companies in the industry where we collaborate with them and teach the students the skills needed to go straight into work. So they can get into our apprenticeship programs and learn what industry is looking for. And their curriculum will line up with industry perfectly. So they'll be able to go right from school into industry and knowing the equipment that they work on. They'll be familiar with the atmosphere. They'll have a very broad knowledge, if you will, of what's expected of them.
Awesome. And Mr. Lowes, tell me a little bit more about that curriculum. What does it typically consist of from start to finish? I understand that you can get a degree, but there are also some certifications that are very important.
Yes, ma'am. We offer a lot of short-term certificates, a career certificate, and a degree. And the thing is you're going to start out with basics we're going to work into most of what our area looks for, which is stick welding. We have a lot of MIG welding and flux core, which is what the industry wants because it's quick and not a lot of having to stop and change out things. We do a lot of TIG and TIG pipe welding, and we also do a lot of stick pipe welding just because we've got a lot of pipe industry around in Decatur, and we also work really well with some of the local unions around, not really pushing them, but we work with them good. And, you know, we just try and do a little of what everybody around here needs. And we're all together so that if they have to move to the coast, they can take what they have here with us down to Bishop and vice versa, you know, so.
That's pretty amazing. And it goes back to what Ms. Gregg was saying with those partnerships and the benefit that that is for a student to be able to get that training and pretty much walk into the workforce. Mr. Jackson, are you still, there you go. As far as the industry just in general and the students who pursue it, particularly with steel, what kind of certifications are those employers looking for, and how long does it take to access those?
Well, actually, we have a short-term program here at Bishop. And I guess we had to go to short-term because business industry need the supply so bad that students didn't do the long-term, so we had to go to short-term. We're trying to get our students in the second semester to actually prepare themselves for the test, or to get business industry to come in and do a walkthrough to see exactly what the students are and get them prepared, get the students prepared for a visual so they won't get those butterflies out of their stomach. So they'll do a pre-testing. So when they actually go on the job site to test, they'll be prepared.
Awesome. Mr. Lyles and Ms. Greggs, you can chime in on this one too. I'm sure you'll run into students who are somewhat attracted to it, but not really sure that this is something that they're interested in. What is some guidance that you'd offer to a high school student who's thinking about whether or not this is something they want to spend time learning?
I usually would tell them to come and give us a semester and try it, you know, just to see if this is what you want. You can ask Lori. I'm real brutally honest about it. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's rough work. It's hard work. You're going to sweat. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get burned. But the rewards are great. It's a good job that when you go home at night, you know that you've accomplished something, and you can get well compensated for it if you're willing to do the work and get some certifications behind you. That we offer some American Welding Society certifications and qualification tests that we do, and they're known nationwide. So you know we're preparing them to go wherever to do whatever kind of work they're interested in welding. But yeah, I tell them come give us a shot and talk to us, talk to some of our students, and you know just see if it's something they're interested in doing. So.
Awesome, awesome. Ms. Greggs, is it along the same line when someone comes in there for assistance?
We actually do tours. So we partner with the Signature Academy specialists in the local high schools, and any students that they identify that may have an interest but may have some questions, then we invite them to come to campus, take a tour, watch our students in the programs currently do work. Of course, that was pre-COVID. Post-COVID, we actually have a partnership or where we teach MSSC, Manufacturing Skills Standard Councils, CPT, Certified Production Technician. And so that is a simulated process. And so we encourage students to get into our process and maintenance course and take that course, go through the simulation and see if they can kind of get a feel for it that way.
Awesome. Lori, did you have something to say?
I did. I have a 16-year-old son, and he was going to go towards auto body, but he's ended up in welding, and I didn't think he would really like it, but he is loving it. He is obsessed. That is the highlight of his day. So if kids get a chance, just try it one semester.
That's amazing. And that's what I was going to get to. The last couple questions. Tell me some testimonies, Mr. Jackson. What are your students making? And you too, Mr. Lyles. What are they making in the industry? Where are they going? Are they just staying in Alabama in the steel industries, or are they going all over the world?
Well, here a lot of my students are going to They do shutdown work. They leave and they go to different parts of the United States. And there's some of those students are making six figures. They make between $80,000 and $100,000 a year. Here in the Mobile area on the shipyards, they're making between 18 and 27. My entry-level students used to go out between 18 and $20 an hour. When they get first class, they make about $27 an hour with a good salary.
Wow. Is that the same in North Alabama, Mr. Lyles?
Yes, ma'am, it is, and I've got a few success stories, of course, but I've got one that he told me that he actually used to be in some trouble, and he decided he didn't want his family to come see him in jail one day, and he got in with one of the the millwrights. He got in with them. He come to me earlier this past year and told me that he went and did a 3-month job. It was 12 weeks during the summer last year. And he actually grossed $80,000 in 3 months.
Whoa.
And not everybody's going to make that, but just to show there's potential there, this same student has gone to Alaska. He's went to Canada. He's been to Hawaii, and all of that is because of his welding skills. So.
Wow, Mr. Lyles. How long did that student spend with you?
Actually, we have, if you come full time, it's about 2 years, but he only got about 3.5 semesters and got an opportunity to get in with the millwrights and left. I've had multiple stories, and just the things like that. I've got one student. He told me he called his dad, or his dad actually told me this. He said, my son called me and said, Dad, I'm just doing a little figuring. He said, what are you figuring on, son? He said, Dad, if I figure right, I'm making $1.68 a minute today at work. I mean, I tell my students that he can buy a Mountain Dew every minute if he wants to. But, it's out there. There's plenty of stories, but there's also some stories, that they're working at places that wants to pay them $8 to $10 an hour. And, the more skill you get, the more pay you're going to end up with. That's just part of it. So.
Wow, and that's some good insight for those of you who are listening. You have certifications that you can obtain in weeks. You have the degree, like Mr. Lyles and Mr. Jackson said, that takes a couple of years. The point, though, is that this is far cheaper and far less than 4 years. And we're not discouraging those who want to go and get those larger degrees, whether they be in engineering or other things to build off of it. But getting those skills, getting in the door, like Ms. Gregg said, and starting some kind of program can lead you to a very profitable quality of life. Is there anything else that anybody wants to throw in to continue to encourage our high school students to think about this career?
I put in there that just like with Lori, this is not just a guy's game. There's a lot of ladies that most of the time, and I'm sure Mr. Jackson will agree, the ladies have a steadier hand and they want to do better than the guys. So they're going to try harder, and our ladies will make some very good welders. And you just gotta stay on them because they want to criticize themselves a lot. But that's one of the things I like to tell all the high schools is, look, ladies, y'all give it a try and see how good you can be at this. So.
Actually, you tell the truth, sir, because females actually have steady hands, and I tell them all the time. And I try to motivate the females to actually come in and stay focused on what you're doing and accomplish this, because they need female supervisors out there also on jobs. Go out and do your best, and we try to motivate them and try to give them tours, like I say, and try to go out and speak to them. I let them know exactly and be honest to them the ins and outs of it and the money they can actually make and make a great success career out of it. And like I said, you don't just have to be in the shipyard or the shop. I motivate my students to be welding engineers. Go to a 4-year college.
That's great information. You all, thank you so much. And thank you, audience, for tuning in. If you have any questions, just like our panelists have said, you are more than welcome to come on to Alabama's community college campuses, speak with instructors, speak with students to find out more about how to get your first step into that field. Have an awesome day and stay tuned all throughout the month for more of these panelist sessions.